Good evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here to give you your first alert forecast and a little bit of a dive into what to expect the rest of the month. Typically, I'm going to show you some of our average highs and lows that we see in the month of November. As you already know, this is the first day of November. Not only that, a reminder that overnight tonight we are going back to standard time. So at 2 a.m. the clocks automatically reverse to 1 a.m. Daylight saving time will be ending overnight tonight. So that's another sign that we are actually getting a little bit closer to winter, and the days will continue to get shorter, or they will feel shorter. We're not going to see as much daylight, of course, as we get into the end of the month. That being said, though, our forecast over the next few days is going to be really nice. We have some fantastic weather on the way as we head into the first week of November. But again, first day of November, average high in Gulfport 74, normal low right around 53. By the end of the month, we typically see high temperatures more so in the 60s with normal low temperatures in the upper 40s. So if you want some cooler weather, typically by the end of the month, things begin to cool down even more. We typically get more of those sweater weather days by the end of November. And of course, as we head into December, things will typically cool down even more. Again, overnight tonight, we are going back to standard time. So tomorrow's sunrise is going to be about 1 hour earlier. Sunrise will be at about 6:12 in Gulfport. Tomorrow's sunset is going to be at about 5:08. So I know that always is a bit of a shock to our system. I'm speaking on behalf of myself. Those earlier sunsets always kind of throw me off a bit. So just a heads up, tomorrow it's going to be an adjustment to getting back to standard time, but at least we do get 1 extra hour of sleep tonight. So we've got that going for us. But yeah, sometimes those earlier sunsets just kind of throw us off a little bit. So that does begin tomorrow. As for your forecast tonight, pretty nice. Temperatures will stay mainly in the 50s overnight tonight. We'll end up in the low 50s along the coast, maybe a few upper 40s here or there tomorrow morning. We will see an increase in cloud cover. There's a very small chance for a stray shower. The vast majority of us, though, overnight tonight are going to stay dry. And tomorrow, not really expecting any rain. Looks like we've already cooled down to 56 in Gulfport. We've got a calm wind, and for the time being, the sky is clear. But again, we do anticipate a little bit more cloud cover overnight tonight into Sunday morning. Looks like at this time, temperatures across the board mainly in the mid-50s, give or take a few degrees. So it is a nice cool autumn night here in South Mississippi, and we will continue to cool down a few more degrees. Looking at a bigger picture here, bigger image, we've got an area of low pressure with a cold front to our north and west. Ahead of it, we can see a few light showers, but really looks like the majority of rain with this system is going to stay to our west and also our south. Really looks like the majority of the rain is going to be staying over the water. Now, we do have a small chance for a few isolated showers to move through this evening. Even if you do get any rain, it's going to be brief and it will be very light. In the upper levels, we still have a big trough, a big area of low pressure. This is helping to bring in some cooler air from the north, and we're really going to notice that cool down, I would say, Sunday night into Monday morning. Tomorrow at times it is going to be getting breezy with that wind out of the north, but we're still going to manage to warm up into the upper 60s and low 70s. So you can see there a little more cloud cover to our west, a few showers trying to make their way farther to the east. There's just not a lot of forcing behind the system over South Mississippi, so again, not really anticipating much rain. Overnight tonight, we will be seeing more cloud cover. Temperatures generally are going to be dropping into the upper 40s and low 50s by early Sunday morning, right around the sunrise, which again is going to be just a little bit after 6 o'clock. By tomorrow afternoon, absolutely gorgeous, tons of sunshine. Humidity will stay low, a nice breeze out of the north. It's not going to be overly windy. This is going to be a nice refreshing breeze. Temperatures tomorrow in the afternoon, upper 60s and low 70s. Then the big chill arrives Sunday night into Monday. That's when we expect to see temperatures in the low 40s, possibly a few upper 30s. That's not out of the question. If the wind really calms down even more by Monday morning, that should allow us to cool down a good bit. Notice their futurecast hinting Hattiesburg at 37 by Monday morning. Definitely going to be on the chilly side. By Monday afternoon, that cooler air settles into South Mississippi, so we're more so looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Once we get past Monday, we will begin to kick off a bit of a warming trend. Not going to be hot by any means, but things are looking much warmer by the end of the week. I'll show you that in just a few moments. If you have plans to take the boat out tomorrow, keep in mind it is going to be a bit breezy at times with winds out of the north, but not overly windy tomorrow. This is a look at over the sound. Good bit of sunshine in the forecast tomorrow, I would say. Seas at about 2 to 3 feet. We'll keep that northerly breeze into Monday. As for offshore areas, fairly similar. Looking at a northeast breeze tomorrow, seas at about 2 to 4 feet. I'm looking at a moderate chop. Rain is not going to be a factor, though, over the next several days. We're going to stay dry for quite some time. So it will be beautiful weather for spending some time outside. So tomorrow, Monday, those are going to be some of the cooler days of the week. Temperatures upper 60s, low 70s. As we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll warm up a few more degrees, looking at highs in the mid 70s. Inland areas could be a little bit warmer than that. While I don't have anything necessarily hot in the forecast, things are looking warmer by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Temperatures in the upper 70s, a little bit above average for this time of the year. And we may not be quite as cool during the overnight hours, but again, still fairly fall-like, at least for us in South Mississippi. And rain chances, well, they're pretty much slim to none over the next several days. There is a small chance for a few showers by the end of the week and into the weekend, but at this time, it really doesn't look like a ton of rain in the forecast, even heading into the next weekend. Of course, a lot can change between now and then. Doesn't look like a ton of rain, which is good and bad. Great if you have plans to be outside this week. On the other hand, we are still seeing drought conditions. We do need more rainfall. It's not quite in the cards for us this week. But hey, it is going to be a picture-perfect week to spend some time outside. Also, some good news in the tropics. Things are nice and quiet, just how we like it. No development expected over the next 7 days, which, with it being November 1st, that's not unusual. Hurricane season typically starts to wind down by the end of October and into November. Now, of course, Hurricane Melissa, that was an extremely powerful hurricane in the Caribbean. That being said, usually for the Gulf at this point in the year, the sea surface temperatures start to cool down even more, especially along the northern Gulf Coast. In fact, our water temperature in Back Bay has now dropped into the mid 60s. So that is good news regarding the tropics. The water temperature is beginning to cool down. Hopefully, we don't have any more named systems this year. And even if we do, hopefully they just end up heading out to sea. So it looks like so far this year we have had 5 hurricanes. We had a few major hurricanes. Of course, Melissa is one that's going to be going down in history as one of the strongest ever in the Atlantic Basin. So it's going to be a top 3 system there. As for the next name on the list, that is Nestor. Hopefully, if that develops, it's not going to be impacting anyone. And there's a chance, the tropics may remain quiet over the next few weeks. Again, as we get into the month of November, the sea surface temperatures begin to cool down, especially in the northern Atlantic and also along the northern Gulf Coast. So hopefully we can end this season on a quiet note over the next several weeks. Nothing set in stone, but again, history tells us that usually things begin to wind down a bit more in November. And check out that 7-day forecast for us. We are on Easy Street here in South Mississippi. Beautiful weather tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. High temperatures, upper 60s, low 70s. The humidity will stay low. That being said, I would still highly discourage burning, especially tomorrow and Monday with a little bit of that breeze in place. And with that low humidity, fires can spread very quickly. And of course, we are still seeing some drought conditions here in South Mississippi. So that is something to keep in mind. But other than that, it is just going to be fantastic this week. We can kick up our feet a little bit in the weather department. Temperatures in the mid 70s by Wednesday, Thursday. And just a heads up, we could see a few showers by the next weekend, but at this time our rain chances are looking pretty slim. So time now is 8:53. We will be having our 10 o'clock newscast tonight, depending on when that football game ends on ABC, maybe a little bit later than 10, but we are going to be doing our later evening newscast tonight. Hopefully you can join us in for another update on your forecast, plus all of the latest news in South Mississippi.